Hello, WhatCulture Wrestling. My name is Simon Miller, and we are outside the Barclays Center again. Can you believe it? And of course, we've just had the Raw after WrestleMania, and boy howdy, did WWE take us on a mini little adventure. It's full of good bits and it's full of bad bits. There's a dude here looking really mad, which I love. This is why I like doing ups and downs live. We did it for NXT, we did it for G1 Supercar, we did it for WrestleMania, and we're doing it now. I see all these people watching, I see them looking, and I love it. But of course, there you go, they're shouting. All you ever got to do is point a camera in people's face, and they will go absolutely crazy. But my name is Simon Miller. There's only one thing we can do when an episode of Raw ends, and that is up. Those downs. Look what happened when we ran the intro. We didn't even try and plan this. It just happened. It's good. We didn't have this at WrestleMania, and we didn't have this on whatever other shows we've done. Let's run down Raw. I'll watch wrestling, so you don't have to. And of course, if you're catching up with this and wondering why aren't we in front of a green screen, obviously we're in America and we're watching Raw live. That's what we're doing. So start out with Seth Rollins promo. He comes out. He cuts the good guy promo you'd expect. He says he won the title for us, and although he hurts today because it feels like he got hit by a truck, the truck being Brock Lesnar, he's ecstatic. We, of course, are going to give it an up, because what the hell else would we do? It was a decent enough promo. Also insinuated that Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar have flown to Vegas. I'm taking that as a UFC reference, and there have been rumors and murmurings out there that maybe we are actually going to get Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Cormier in August, so we'll have to wait and see what happens to that. But then, my friends, there was a swerve, as there always is during Raw, because the New Day's music hit, because the brand split be damned. They came out, and it's such a long episode of Raw, let's just give you the headlines. Later on, we are kinda gonna have Kofi Kingston versus Seth Rollins in a winner-takes-all match. I'll tell you this, if you actually think it's gonna happen, don't. It's not. Don't worry about it. We then segue straight into the Revival versus Hawkins and Ryder. What do everyone think of this? Does anyone even remember this now? It was so long ago? No, of course you don't. Okay. But it is going to get it up, because I liked it. I was convinced, after WrestleMania 30, 31, 32, whatever it was, when Zack Ryder won the Intercontinental Championship, I was like, oh, I know what WWE's going to do. They'll have the win on WrestleMania. It will be a feel-good moment, but 24 hours later, we'll just take the titles back off at them. But WWE didn't do that. Wonderfully, they didn't. Hawkins rolled up, Dash or Dawson, I can't remember, I was too busy cheering. And Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins are still your tag team champions, and I hope now this starts a winning streak for Kurt Hawkins, because secretly I think I'm in love with Kurt Hawkins, and I don't even know why. Give it an up. I may have done that already. He does deserve. He's a good guy. He's got a good podcast. Right, I don't know how people are going to feel about this. We then had everything with Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle. I thought it was flipping excellent. Baron Corbin comes out. I don't know how many times I've seen Baron Corbin live, but not only did he get proper heel heat, you could see his stupid watch like sparkling away, because that's how expensive his watch is. How can you not hate that guy? How can you not want to punch that guy in the face? He came out, said he didn't care about the fans, and he was happy that he beat Kurt Angle. And then fair play to WWE. Kurt himself came out, got a great reception from the crowd, pretended that he was being like, oh, Baron, I respect you, you're so great. And then he gave him the Angle Slam. I was clapping in my seat like a seal. I was like, this is great, this is fantastic. But there was one final twist in the tail. Did anybody else not recognize Lars Sullivan's Tron? Is it brand new? I was like, who's this green guy? But it was Lars. It's right, all of this gets an up. And one of the main reasons I want to give it an up is, especially given, we don't know how true things are, but the rumors were that Lars Sullivan didn't debut, 3-4 months ago, because he went through some mental health issues or something to do with anxiety, apprehension. The fact that he's back and he looked totally cool, that's all right with me. And he attacked Kurt Angle. Yeah, round of applause. Round of applause for Lars Sullivan. Yeah, I like that, because the one thing I thought about Lars Sullivan, I've never seen anyone look so uncomfortable in their own body. He moves like this. It doesn't work. But that is good. And yeah, he attacked Kurt Angle, and that is how Lars Sullivan debuts on Monday Night Raw on the main roster, by leaving the Olympic gold medalist in a heap. Genuinely, I've got it written here twice. It says, honestly brilliant. As if at some points I say brilliant and I'm lying. I wrote down honestly brilliant. But then you got to Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. I was cool with this, because I was like, oh, awesome. Alexa Bliss has come back. But then she just beat Bayley in around about, 2.5 minutes. And there was some really weird skits where at one point Bayley was trying to pin Alexa Bliss, but she had her own hand on the rope. I think this was a way to tell you that Alexa Bliss is able to wrestle again. It didn't do much for me. It kind of felt flat. Even these people in their taxis and cars are mad. They can't believe what happened to Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. So for them, I'm going to give it a down. If you get mad at the comments, I love it. We got a reaction to down. It's a sad down. Don't have to worry about that one, Phil. We've got enough. We've got enough of them. That then moved into the Becky Lynch promo. The best thing about the Becky Lynch promo was she still has so much respect and love from the crowd. She didn't even say much here. She just said, "It is me. Thank you very much." She even said, like, we did it. I'm a 2-time champ, or 2-time Becky, or whatever she said. And now I realize that I've got a target on my back, but I'm happy to take all challenges. And then you know what happened? That my favorite music hit, and out came Lacey Evans. And usually when that happens, I go, she walked down the aisle, she turned around, she walked back down the aisle. But, good work. But she didn't do that because she walked down the aisle and then she gave Becky Lynch a really stiff shot in the face. That's your feud. Your feud is Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans. Now there were some people around me going, this sucks. She probably has to have another feud maybe with somebody on SmackDown, I don't know. It gets an up from me. I want to see what Lacey Evans can do. Finally, we have paid off the Lacey Evans walk. Yeah. She was walking all that time, getting to the end of the aisle going, Becky Lynch isn't here. And then she walked back up the aisle. Now we know she just wanted to punch Becky Lynch in the face. Also got a Dean Ambrose promo. He's going to have his last match on Raw against Bobby Lashley. I think it was his last match. We'll talk about it in a bit. And then we got another Seth Rollins promo. And now all of a sudden he's mad at Kofi Kingston and he's blatantly saying that Raw is better than SmackDown. We've got to stop doing that, especially when SmackDown is moving to Fox. That's getting it down. We didn't need it. That was all set up. And I'm also a bit worried about doing this with people around me. It's all right, I'm a tough guy. I'm giving it down to Aleister Black and Ricochet, who did indeed take on Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. But the reason I'm giving it a down is not because of the match itself. The match itself was great. It was a really long tag team match. And I thought around about 5 to 8 minutes in, they built it wonderfully. Honestly, it was really good. I was invested. The crowd just didn't seem to care. They started doing a Mexican way. And I say this right now. Whatever you want to do at a wrestling show, you paid your ticket. I'm not going to say anything. Well, I am. I'm lying. But I would never come up to your face and say you shouldn't be doing that. Case in point, if you were sat behind me during Raw, you 4 guys are obnoxious assholes. I just want you to, especially when the things you were saying about Roman Reigns, which are genuinely not very cool. We won't get into that. But I still didn't say anything. So I'm like, man, you paid your money. You say whatever you want. But here in this match, there's no 2 ways about it from me. And I've got to give you the live experience. When we do live ups and downs from the shows, it took something away from it. Guys selling SmackDown tickets. Dude, after that ending to Raw, ain't nobody buying SmackDown tickets. So that's why I'm getting them down. But I want to say I think Aleister Black and Ricochet are really coming into their own. And they won here. It was also cool because Bobby Roode then attacked Ricochet. Chad Gable and Bobby Roode are absolutely heels now. And I think that was important. I think we can have a cool feud here. And I think we can have some good matches. It's an up for the Elias segment because Elias was backstage. He does more later. But as I said in the build-up to WrestleMania, I enjoy seeing Elias in different positions other than being in the middle of the ring. That sounded weird. I enjoy seeing Elias in different positions. I don't even care. And this was cool. He was saying he's going to do a concert later. And if anybody dares interrupt him now, he will kick their ass. Spoiler, he fails. Going back to the stuff I talked about earlier, I didn't know this. I can't remember the last time I came to a Raw in the United States. I don't know if they've done it before or not. They did these bits where they were like showing signs in the crowd. And they accidentally cut to a sign that said, "Is it too soon to boo Roman Reigns?" Now, it was funny because it was facetious, but it was still bad. You get it down. There's no 2 ways about it. What's going on? Simon's my dad. There he is.
Let's get him. No.
This is all I wanted from these live shows, was carnage. I was like, just one time, give me carnage. Right, let's move on to the... Right, I've got a question. I want everyone, just quick fire answer. We then cut to the vignette, or the video package, right? And something came out of the box. Just quickly, what came out of the box? Shout some stuff at me. You remember it? No, the box. I genuinely thought it was a velociraptor. And I'm like, why is a velociraptor? So I did some research. It was meant to be a buzzard, apparently. So that, my friends, is the tease comeback, as my man just said, for Bray Wyatt, a puppet coming out of a box. So you know that's gonna get it down. Poor Bray Wyatt. Poor Bray Wyatt. Bobby Lashley versus Dean Ambrose was next. This was 100% Dean Ambrose's last match. Again, we'll talk to it later, but in case you wonder, is it storyline? It's not. And look, fair play to Bobby Lashley. He took the mic from Leo Rush and he had a really good line where he said, look, it doesn't matter that you're leaving WWE, I'm going to take care of your wife. I want to see more of that Bobby Lashley, man. That Bobby Lashley is cool. They had a big brawl. Ultimately, Bobby Lashley put Dean Ambrose through a table. That's so long, Dean Ambrose. Good stuff for Bobby Lashley, given that he just lost his IC belt at WrestleMania. It gets the heat back on him. That man can get an up. And also, while we're here, WWE, please, WrestleMania counts at the end of the season. Raw counts at the start of a new season. Do something better with Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush. They're great. They're great. Do more with them. Do more with them. Thank you very much. We're throwing it up for the Sami Zayn Tron. I know, basically what happened is we cut to the video screen again, and Sami Zayn was just walking backstage on his way to the ring. This is why I liked it. Loads of guys around me were like, oh, we ruined it. We couldn't have had that surprise pop. But it just goes to show somebody in WWE thought, if we put Sami Zayn back on Raw and cut to an advert, people hang around. That's confidence. And man, I tell you, what happened with Sami Zayn, I'm excited, so it's an up for that. I like the fact that Mojo Rawley was on Raw again. However, this time it's going to get it down. Because this time he was looking in a mirror and he was doing this, right? So when it cut, that's all you could see. You could only see the back of his head. And when the camera panned out, the mirror was smashed. Because we're doing drama here, people. And he had blue stuff either on his face or it was on the mirror. Or he's a crazy blue person now. Awful. Down. It wasn't awful, it was just weird. However, an up for the Sami Zayn promo, which then led to a match with the new Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor. It went long. It was I think it was the kind of match that these fans want to see, the post-WrestleMania fans want to see. And I was a bit upset that Finn Balor won with a coup de grace after a really good sort of 10 to 15 minutes. I was like, why have we just brought Sami Zayn back to just job him out? However, Sami Zayn, I've got it written here, it says almost down. But you saved yourself a down, because then Sami Zayn got on the microphone, he cut another promo where he confirmed that he's definitely still a bad guy, and he went on about the toxic environment that is the WWE Universe. That is a modern gimmick, that is a cool gimmick. It's one of the best promos I've ever seen Sami Zayn cut, and that's not because the dude is bad at promos. I can't wait to see where this is going to go, especially Sami Zayn, because you were coming at me. I critique wrestling every week. So if you want to get mad, I'm quite positive, but it was great. I think there's something in this. I think it could be like Raw's answer to Daniel Bryan, and I love everything Daniel Bryan's done. So I am really genuinely excited to see what Sami Zayn's going to do with this. It's one of those situations where if you haven't seen it, please go out and watch it. I think you'll get it. Down for that Dana Brooke promo. What was that? It was like, has anyone seen that movie Get Out, right? Get Out. The people in Get Out, they've had their brains basically removed, so they can't, they don't have human emotions. I mean, there's other social context to it as well, but we won't get into that here. Dana Brooke cut a promo with no emotion whatsoever. She just stared and didn't blink from the side. I was just like, I really hope I'll get an opportunity. Well done, Becky Lynch. Have a nice fight with Lacey Evans. Strange. Down. We get to the Golden Up now, though. No surprise. Usually we like to do a bit of a build-up to the Golden Up. We're not going to do that. Here's what happened. Elias is in the ring. Everybody loved it because everyone loves Elias, really. He said if anybody interrupts my concert, they ain't going to be left standing. Made a really good joke about John Cena, said he's got 3 fingers and the middle one's for him. I like it. A bit of edge. Here come the cops to arrest me. And then he said, anybody else that interrupts me, you'll be a dead man. And if you think that was a hint about The Undertaker coming out to the ring, it absolutely was. And look, I'm not going to lie, this was just done to pop the crowd, but I ain't got no problem with that. I was part of the crowd. I was loving it. Everybody went crazy. Admittedly, The Undertaker, for some reason, had like a singlet top on, but he hadn't put the sleeves over his arms. So it was like he was backstage and someone said, take man, you got to get in the ring. But honestly, Elias went after him as he promised he would do. He got chokeslammed, he got tombstone. Undertaker left, but how good was that, Ryan? How good was that? How good was that? Golden up. Golden up. Golden up. Golden up. Golden up. Unfortunately, we do have to take a golden up and transfer that into the brown down. Oh, it hurts me to do this. We got to our main event, Seth Rollins versus Kofi Kingston. Winner take all. And it's a combination of things here. I don't think anybody really believed we were going to see one champion crowned this evening. I think it was a good ploy to keep people interested throughout the show, and it worked. And I don't ever think the WWE has to pay things off. I think sometimes if you come up with a good idea to get out of a situation, I'm all right by being pissed off with it, because that's the idea. That's why I said to my good friend Andy Murray, who was sat next to me, I said, I'll tell you what they can do. Drew McIntyre can come out. Drew McIntyre can kick everybody's ass, because it gets Drew his momentum back after he lost to Roman Reigns 24 hours before. I was half right. Instead, WWE went, we don't really care about the brand split anymore. We're doing the Superstar Shake-Up in a week. Let's just have the bar turn up. Why? I tell you, WWE, if you don't tell me why the bar turned up, why they're allowed to turn up, why they even care about Kofi Kingston and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, I know you won't, you never do, but you should do. And it just ruined the entire show. Seth Rollins turned it into a tag team match because he's the GM of Raw now. He's not, by the way, as a joke. Some people then comment, going, what? No, there's a joke. And they had a tag team match, and it was too weird. The brown down, because I do think that trolled the fans a little bit, and not in the right way. I think there are ways to do it. Hey, Drew McIntyre. Hey, put Undisputed Era in that spot. They'll get a massive ovation from the crowd. Everybody would have loved it. But also, the crowd just absolutely turned on this, and even if you wanted to enjoy it, there is no way you were going to be able to. They chanted AEW, they chanted CM Punk. So, there was Michael Cole. There was all this stuff when Cesaro went out of his mind and started running and like popping beach balls. If you had never watched wrestling before, you'd be like, what the fuck, who's a beach ball? What's a beach ball all about? Cesaro's feuding with beach balls. And that was pretty much it. I mean, it ended with obviously Kofi and Seth getting the win. The bar just went away with their tail between their legs. And it was a shame because I thought it was a really exciting, a really fun, a really pumped up crowd for a crazy Raw as it always is. And the ending just kind of deflated the tires. What was really cool when Raw had gone off air, they did have a goodbye segment for Dean Ambrose. That we were talking about earlier. And though it wasn't part of the show, I still experienced it, so that can get an up. Seth Rollins said he never would have won the championship without him. Roman Reigns was beaming with pride. Ambrose cut a really good promo about it not being the building, but the fans itself. And they walked off, they did the Shield pose, and that's what I mean, that's it. Dean Ambrose, he's gone from the WWE. When he comes back, we don't know. Whether he turns up in AEW, don't know. It's going to be interesting. I presume he's going to have a 90-day release clause. We wait and see. But that was the Raw after Mania. I will say it was a lot of fun. I had a good time. You can hear my voices going. What do you all think? Good show? Above the end? Above the end. We had a good time. We had a good show. We had a good show. So that's that. That's the Raw after Mania and done. Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Simon Miller! Simon Miller! Simon Miller! And that's enough!
But they didn't have the repo man.
That's the golden up!
Didn't have the repo man. Give it another up for that, because now I can go back to bed with a big smile on my face being like, what a lucky asshole I am. Thank you very much, my friends. You absolutely make my day, you make my life. Look, if people out there, like the video, share the video, subscribe. Make sure when we come to shows to come join in the fun, because I think we have a good time. And yeah, look, there's a load of WrestleMania content on the channel right now. Make sure you go and watch it. And of course, the last stop on this WrestleMania journey comes in 24 hours time when we do Up Those Downs for SmackDown. And yes, WWE, when you got on the microphone and said, oh, there's only a few select tickets left. No, there's not. You got loads. I looked earlier. But that's fine. Don't worry about it. We're all having a nice time. My name is Simon Miller. This is WhatCulture Wrestling. I'll see you soon.